And thank you, Mr. Chairman, for giving Representative an opportunity to testify on the proposed budget. Our friends in the U.S. Congress spend about $1.30 for every dollar of tax revenue received. That is why we have a $14 trillion national debt and why each of us owes about $45,000. Here in the Pennsylvania Capitol, we are only going to spend what we take in. It's a pretty radical approach. The budget assumes a 4% growth rate in tax revenue. I think we need to reduce the proposal by another 4% just in case that tax growth doesn't really take place. Some people have been asking, why don't we just tax the Marcellus Shale with a severance tax? The proposed tax legislation would only raise about $82 million for the general fund budget. It cannot close a $4 billion deficit. Governor Corbett also campaigned on refusing to raise taxes. I respect him for doing what he said he would do if he were elected. Despite all the rhetoric, the Appropriations Committee should be reminded that $1 out of every $3 in the governor's budget proposal is for education spending. 33 cents of each dollar of general tax revenue going to education is a large investment. 10 years ago, the total education spending part of the budget was $6.094 billion. It is $9.463 billion in the governor's proposal. This is a 55% increase in 10 years. During that same time period, the general fund budget increased 40%, and the inflation rate was about 30%. So education funding has done quite well over the years. I urge the Appropriations Committee to move swiftly on the mandate relief bills that would help school districts save money. When we look at higher education, we need to consider that spending on it has only increased about 6% in the last 10 years. The proposed 50% cut seems to be pretty harsh. We do need to consider that even though Penn State got over $3 billion in state funding in the last 10 years, they still raised their tuition by over 100%. We also need to consider that in 2010, college professors at the state system of higher education colleges received total pay raises of up to 9%. If we do give colleges more money, are they going to use it to give another 9% raise to professors, or are they going to use it to prevent a tuition increase? Many people are also suggesting more welfare cuts. I actually divide welfare spending into two different categories. The first category are the truly needy people who need the protection that welfare programs provide. Medical assistance funding for hospitals that treat low-income people with disabilities, organizations like the ARC who provide services for people with intellectual disabilities, and foster care programs need to be funded. The second category of welfare spending is for people who milk the system. If they get welfare checks because they use drugs and cannot pass a pre-employment drug test, or if they intentionally sabotage their job search so they can stay on welfare, or if they move to Pennsylvania to collect welfare benefits because we have higher benefit levels than other states, we should shut those people off. I've had it with able-bodied people, able-minded people stealing welfare dollars from the truly needy. I'm sick of paying for it, and so are the taxpayers. It's ridiculous that with 10% unemployment, many fast food restaurants cannot hire enough help, and farmers have to use migrant farm workers from Mexico to milk their cows. We need to get the welfare spending under control so that we're only helping the people that really do need help. Thank you again for allowing me to testify, and please consider the ideas that I have shared. Thank you.